Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into something that sounds a bit like science fiction, using red light to help your eyes. We've gone through a ton of research, over 200 studies in fact, to bring you the real story.
So, I get it. You're probably thinking, wait, using a light to fix my vision, is that for real? It definitely sounds a little out there, but stick with me because the science behind it is surprisingly compelling.
And look, the need for new ideas here is massive. We're talking about over 1 billion people around the globe who are living with some kind of vision impairment or even blindness. And that number, it's only going up.
And that's not just me saying it. That's a direct quote from our source materials deep dive into the research. So let's break down what the science actually says and see how this therapy might just be a new ray of hope for our eyes.
Okay, first things first. To really get the solution, we have to understand the problem. And it's so important to know that your eye health isn't just about whether you need glasses. Your eyes are a genuine window into your overall health. And here's the thing, this problem is getting worse. Experts are predicting a huge jump in major eye diseases, things like cataracts, macular degeneration, and diabetic retinopathy, over the next couple of decades. That means a lot more people are going to be at risk. In fact, your eyes are so wired into the rest of your body that they can give us early clues about a whole host of other conditions. I mean, look at this list. Poor eye health is linked to a higher risk for dementia, heart disease. It can even be an early warning sign for something like Parkinson's. It's all connected. So how on earth can something as simple as light, specific wavelengths of light, actually make a difference? Well, the answer is found deep, deep inside our cells. We're talking on a microscopic level.
It all starts with these little guys, our mitochondria. You probably remember them from biology class as the powerhouses of the cell, and that's exactly what they are. Think of them like trillions of tiny batteries that create the energy for literally everything your body does. And your eyes, especially your retinas, are absolutely jam-packed with them. So here's the play-by-play. When red light at very specific wavelengths hits the retina, the mitochondria literally soak it up. This acts like a charger for those cellular batteries, giving their energy production a serious boost. And with more energy, the cells just work better. They can repair damage, fight off stress, you name it.
And this quote just nails it. This is why red light therapy is so promising for our eyes. The retina is one of the most energy-hungry tissues in our entire body. So when its little mitochondrial batteries start to run down, which happens as we age or with disease, that's when problems pop up. Red light helps recharge them. Okay, so the science of how it works makes sense. But what about the proof? What does the actual clinical evidence say for some of the most common eye conditions out there? Let's start with a big one, AMD, or age-related macular degeneration. This is the #1 cause of blindness in older adults, and dozens of studies have looked at red light therapy for it. And the results are consistently positive. Study after study shows people having significant improvements in their vision. In one case, people could read an average of 5.5 more letters on an eye chart. That's a huge deal. The therapy also helped reduce something called drusen. These are fatty deposits that build up and are a key sign of the disease.
So, what about myopia, or what most of us just call nearsightedness? This is practically becoming an epidemic among kids all over the world.
Okay, this is where the research gets really exciting. See, myopia happens because the eyeball actually gets a little bit longer. But get this, studies are showing that red light therapy can stop that from happening, and in some cases, even reverse it in kids. It's so effective, in fact, that one study found it worked better than the standard treatment, which is atropine eye drops. All right, so the evidence is promising. But the million-dollar question is, how is this actually done in practice? Let's look at the protocols from the research, because that's where we get the all-important safety guidelines. When you look at the studies, a really simple and consistent protocol emerges. It comes down to using a specific power density, that's basically just the strength of the light, for only a few minutes each day. The sweet spot seems to be around 40 to 60 milliwatts per square centimeter, using a mix of red and near-infrared light from a pretty close distance. Now, this is a super important safety detail, and it might seem a little counterintuitive. For the therapy to work, the light has to actually get into the eye to reach the retina. That means for that short 3-minute session, your eyes need to be open. But, and this is key, as soon as that session is over, you'd pop on protective eyewear if you were going to use the panel on other parts of your body. And I really have to hammer this point home. More is not better here. While the studies we have show a really strong safety profile, like no reported side effects, this is still a new field.
Sticking to the guidelines from the research is absolutely essential for it to be both safe and effective. Pushing it too far could potentially cause harm.
But we also have to put all of this in perspective. Based on everything we've read, red light therapy is not a magic bullet. It's one really powerful piece of a much, much bigger puzzle when we talk about total eye health.
The best way to think about it is as one amazing tool in a whole toolkit. And for your eyes to be at their best, that tool works alongside other crucial things like great nutrition, getting enough quality sleep, and even getting some sensible, safe exposure to natural sunlight. They all play a vital role.
The source material is really clear that a diet packed with key nutrients is just fundamental. We're talking about things like vitamin D, which you can get from fatty fish, those carotenes like lutein and zeaxanthin, which are in leafy greens and eggs, and minerals like magnesium and zinc. All of this stuff is critical for keeping your vision sharp for the long haul.
And that leaves us with a pretty fascinating thought to end on. We are just scratching the surface of understanding how light, this fundamental part of our world, can be used in these really specific ways to optimize our health. I mean, if it can recharge the cells in our eyes, what else could it do? The research is ongoing, and the potential is, well, it's truly illuminating.